Hi, welcome. Now I am going to show you how to use array CountIF and array SumIF functions, and what is the difference between the array CountIF and array SumIF functions. Okay, so what I have here is that I have the product and sales and product transactions about 277 records here, and which have the product names and the transactions of sales. Okay, so what I need to do here is that I have a master list of the products here. I want for each product name how many times the transactions are there, that is the count of Alice mutton here, and similarly the sum of the sales of Alice mutton. For example, this one count of Alice mutton is about 13 records are there, the count is 13, and I want that 13 here, and also the sales which is nothing but 22,459. okay, this one here. So but what happens here is that I not only for Alice mutton, I want for every single product here. That means it is also the criteria is also a array here. Okay, so I will start working on that and show you that how to use the array CountIF, the CountIF in array formula to achieve this goal of count for every product, and also how to use SumIF function as array formula to get the sales sum of sales for every item. Okay, so now I will show you how to write a formula for count. Before that, I will write a single formula first, then I will change that one to array CountIF. Okay, before that, what we are going to do is we are going to keep using the product list here. So I am going to name the product list. Okay, this range I am going to define a range because we are keep on referring the product list. Okay, so define name. I give a name for product list. Okay, and similarly for a name for a sales list, select all the items, then right click, then define name, sales underscore list. Okay, so I have a product list and sales list. What I'm going to do is I will show you for a simple formula to get the count of Alice mutton in this list. How to do that? Use CountIF and the range is nothing but the product list, this range. But what I'm going to do, I already defined the name product list. Whatever names we defined, you can see the square boxes here. There it will appear there, product list. Then what is the criteria? I want to check the product list with the value of product Alice mutton, which is in the cell D2. Okay, then I enter. You will see 13 times it is repeated. What I have here is the how many records here for Alice mutton? Yes, 13. Okay, now I want the same thing for anise syrup, which is the next product. Okay, which is repeated 6 times. The total number of count, or the total number of transaction for anise syrup is 6. Okay, this list it keeps on going like this. So what I want to do is I want to write a array CountIF formula instead of this simple CountIF formula to achieve count of all for the whole list of the criteria cells here. Okay, here the criteria cell is only one single cell. Again when it comes to second here is D3. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to send a array formula. Instead of this criteria cell here, one single cell, it is going to be the set of cells. Okay, this itself is going to be the criteria, is going to be an array itself. Okay, if I send an array, then what is happening, it is going to check every element and check whether first it takes the first element of the criteria array and going to check with the product and come up with whether it is true or false. Then it will, if it is true, it will count how many records, then it will place the value here for the first element. Similarly, it is for going to do it for every single element in this criteria array. So the output is going to be a set of numbers. Okay, the counts. So that one cannot be written back in only one cell, so it is meaningless to just put one cell as the output. So we need to do for a set of cells. So that is going to be the set of cell is going to be these cells up to the final product. So this is the output cells. Because this array formula goes to return array as output, so you must also select and let the Excel know that where do you want to put the results. Okay, you selected this and the first cell of the selection is white, that is active. Then go there and put your equal to sign, then you write your CountIF formula. Okay, once you return your the CountIF, then what is your range, which is nothing but a product list. Once you type PR, you can see your product list is here. You have defined a name for this range. Okay, which is nothing but this range. Okay, then the criteria is nothing but the sales. Okay, no, sorry, the criteria is nothing but the individual product. So what I'm going to do is that the criteria is going to be a set of this range. I also defined this one as going to be what I'm going to do is okay, let it be like this. First I will define a name for this range. Okay, define name criteria list. This is a criteria list. So now what I can do is I can use the formula, select the output cells, okay, is CountIF. Now the product list, criteria is also going to be an array, which is nothing but I just defined as a criteria list, which is here. Then close the bracket. Then okay, once you have done the writing the CountIF function, but you must let the Excel know that you are writing a array CountIF, which is the array formula. Okay, so you need to control shift enter. Okay, you must press control, and while pressing the control you must also press shift, then also enter. Control plus shift plus enter. Okay, once you entered, you can see that it is putting the array of numbers. Okay, it checked for every item in the criteria list. It go and check with the product list how many times it is repeated. CountIF, whenever the alignment is found, it count. Then again come to the next criteria list element, which is aniseed syrup, and go and check whenever it is found. If it found the criteria is 2, again it counts. So that result is coming here. Okay, and we will see what is the count of this array. What is the total count? Okay, you can see 277, which is nothing but our total number of records. Okay, except the header, it is 278. If you remove the header, then it is 277. Okay, the same thing what we are going to do, we are going to do it for a SumIF function. Okay, I want it for every single product item, what is the total number of sales made. Okay, how can I get this one? Okay, what I am going to do, I will write it a simple SumIF function, then I will change that one to array SumIF. Okay, SumIF function has three arguments. One is the range, which is nothing but in what range you are going to apply the criteria, which is nothing but a product. I am going to check the product whether it's Alice mutton or not. So it has to be product list. Okay, now what is the criteria? My criteria is whether any of the product list transaction name is Alice mutton, then it is a D2. Okay, then what is the sum range? What do you want to add? Whenever I find Alice mutton, you add the sales. So the sum range is sales list, which is nothing but all the sales list. Okay, close the bracket, enter. Now you can see 22,449 for Alice mutton. So the total transaction sales is nothing but, you can see here, 22,459, which is the same here also. Okay, so the same way I want it for D3 also, and a seed syrup, which is 10,660, the total sales. But what happens that this one is going to be complex and a tedious process, that if the product list is keep on growing. Okay, so for that, what I am going to do is I am going to use the same thing for instead of individually doing the criteria, I am going to pass the criteria as a array criteria list, which is nothing but the full set of these elements, and get the output in the whole output cells, similar to CountIF function. How can I do that? Because it is going to return back the set of array set of sales values, you must select first the functions as all output cells, then go to the first cell. Okay, equal to, then I'm going to write the SumIF function, then the range is product list. So the range is nothing but where do you want to, in what column you want to apply the criteria, which is the product list, because I am going to check the product list is individual items here. Okay, product list, and what is the criteria? Criteria is going to be the full range. Okay, which is nothing but I already defined as criteria list. If you put a comma, it will automatically come the criteria list also. First select this one, the output cells. Okay, go to SumIF, then the range is product list, criteria is I already defined as a criteria list in a set of values here, and then the sum range is nothing but the what is the column you want to add sum if the criteria is true, which is nothing but the sales values. Okay, so it is the sales list. Now close. Okay, wait, since you want to tell the Excel that you are entering array formula as usual how you did it for CountIF function, press Ctrl Shift Enter. Okay, Ctrl plus Shift plus Enter. Now you can able to see every output cell is coming up with the total sales value, which is nothing but Alice mutton is 22,459, so total sales, and yeast syrup is having 6 transactions of 10,660. Okay, so this way you can use the SumIF function in array formula to get the sequence of sums. Okay, now I will put what is the total sum of these you can see it is 428,101. You can see the total sales column is nothing but 428,101. Okay, the same thing. So this is the difference between the array CountIF and array SumIF. CountIF is counts it, and SumIF is summing the sum range. CountIF accepts only 2 arguments, whereas the SumIF accepts 3 arguments. Okay, I hope this example is helpful to understand better on array CountIF and array SumIF, and please give your suggestions and comments on the comment section, and subscribe to my channel, and God bless you.